All right, good morning, everyone. It is Monday morning. It is 7 a.m. on this Back to Work Monday after that beautiful weekend. Yeah, just a great weekend. I mean, it was just like so beautiful. I swear to God, I woke up on Saturday morning and my social media feed was just filled with people talking about like Saturday morning. It felt great walking the dog, Yeah. This is great.
I think that's so funny because, I was out of town. I had to go to Bishop because there was a Saturday, and then my friends from Tehachapi told me Saturday in Tehachapi too that it was freezing. Like she said, it was miserable. Her son had an 8 a.m. baseball game. She said she was like in the full down jacket, like the one that goes all the way down. She said she was miserable. So it's so funny hearing how nice it was here because it was so cold in the mountains and the winds were out of control. Terrible.
And then Northern California got snow.
Right.
I mean, that's what's
crazy.
so great is that like first day of summer and it's snowing in Northern California, which is great. My family is up there and they were like FaceTiming me, and I was down in San Diego and they were FaceTiming me up there and saying like, oh, it's snowing, and I'm like, no, that's hail, and they're like, no, it's actual snow.
I believe it. It was so cold in Mammoth.
It was just a little bit more than a dusting. Like it got everything like white. I mean, it's probably all melted by now, but I mean, it was enough to just get like everything completely white and have like you could make a snowball.
Yeah. It was so nice. My patio furniture finally came in.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Amazon.
Remember, she was just waiting for the paycheck.
Yeah, I remember.
Exactly.
It was already in her cart. Yeah.
I was ready.
You'll want to make sure you get a Swiffer duster because you.
I do have that.
You'll need that in
that.
Bakersfield. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that I get so frustrated about is because you have nice furniture outside, and I hardly ever go out and sit on the patio because I have a battery operated blower. Whenever I have company, I have to go blow all the dust off my furniture. That's the one thing that annoys me about Bakersfield.
Yeah,
I go home in the Northwest.
Agree.
I'm around the backyard, we're on the furniture. There's no dust. It's it's the only thing.
I agree. The Bakersfield dust can get over the top, and it kind of ruins, especially because there's so many opportunities where it's like, oh, this moment right now feels good outside. Let's go out in the back.
Yeah.
Well,
it's too dirty.
Thankfully, my stuff was still relatively new.
Yeah.
Relatively new as in like brand new this weekend. So I set it up Friday evening.
Fun.
And then Saturday morning, I remembered that, well, you were out, but they were doing the weather talking about all these nice temperatures coming. So I was like, maybe I'll eat my breakfast on the patio.
Yeah.
I did. So nice outside.
Yeah.
I wish it was like that all the time.
Yeah.
And all day, right?
All day.
So
Yeah.
nice.
But it was so nice.
If it
I
was
like,
I've talked about this before. If every day in Bakersfield during the summer months was 115, 120 degrees in the afternoon, but then it cooled down at night, I would be fine.
So it's like Paso Robles. Essentially is what you're talking about.
Sacramento and Bakersfield afternoon highs are very similar. Very similar. But what is that? They get the
coastal.
Well, yeah, but it's like they call it something. It's like the coastal breeze, but it's something. It's like the
Where, Sacramento?
It's because
Sacramento Delta breeze?
Yes, the Delta breeze. Yeah, the Delta breeze that comes through and cools down cools down the area at night.
And we were laughing because we were watching my nephew in Washington. They had a baseball tournament this weekend, and it was pouring rain. But they played every single game. In the Northwest, you play it in the pouring rain, it doesn't matter.
No
but they're used to it. They're out there pouring. My mom was
Kid.
like, you guys would not survive if it was raining like no, when I ran the baseball park, I could give you a sprinkle. Oh, I don't think my kids should be playing out in this. I'm like, oh my word, people.
No.
It's a sprinkle.
Well, then the players can get all muddy, and then it's like, they love it because then it shows
it's fun
the
until, when it gets dangerous on the field. That's when we call it into Tehachapi. Like, because of like the snow, we'll get early season.
The one thing the Pacific Northwest has done is they have changed all their infields to turf.
Oh.
So everything is turf around the bases infield. The only thing that's grass is outfield.
It's not an issue.
No, which would be nice for a lot of the fields here.
The turf gets so hot. That would not be great in the heat here.
Yeah.
No,
it does get hot.
I've had friends.
I have turf.
Oh, okay.
I have turf. It gets hot.
They said they had to play a baseball tournament on it, and like their shoes were melting.
Oh.
Like actually melting.
But there is new technology out there because I have looked at redoing my turf in my yard. It's called Cool something, and it's a type of sand that they put in with the turf, which cools at 3 to 4 degrees. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot.
No,
it comes to turf.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good amount.
So
Turf
they
gets
have
really
a pruning
hot.
type sand that they can put in with turf when they install it.
I got to tell you, there is, speaking of like, the grass, it is amazing, like on a hot summer day, if you put your feet on the grass, I mean, it can be warm, but it
not
does
like
How much
turf.
it can cool you down.
how much
Yeah.
it can
Oh,
cool you
yeah.
down.
Sitting
Like
on the
it
grass in the
does.
shade, I mean, that was like my go-to when the kids, and I had to wait for them to get out of school and it was like super hot.
Yeah.
Find a shady spot on the grass and it's like, okay, this is totally tolerable.
See, I just
But
get so itchy. The second I sit on
Oh,
grass,
grass?
I'm like, ooh.
Oh, you're one
Yeah.
of those.
There's
I
certain,
love laying
there-
on the grass.
certain grass, you know, like the thick.
I want
the
to
thi-
love it.
Bermuda.
I want to not
Yes.
get itchy.
that is annoying.
Bermuda
Maybe that's
gets
Texas.
itchy,
Maybe it's the
yeah.
I
type of
haven't
grass.
laid. I haven't laid in Bakersfield.
And all
grass
depends.
yet.
There's all kinds of different kinds.
We have
Maybe
a lot
that'll
of
be
different
my
there.
plan for the rest of the day: is go around to different parks and test
the
lay in
different
the
grass
grass.
and go lay in grass.
It's no different than Maddie laying in her driveway. So she likes concrete, not
I like to
grass.
lay on the hot concrete. Like when it's
I like
like
that.
Thank you!
Oh,
That's
don't
weird.
go in.
Gosh,
No.
They make fun of me
Would
all
you
the
do
time.
it in the middle of your driveway?
Yeah.
You would?
Thank you!
You would
why not?
randomly go lay out in the middle of your driveway on a hot day?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
On like,
Oh my gosh, Lauren,
like
I love you!
no, let's clarify. Like, are you in a
She
lounge,
just said.
lounge chair or anything?
No, on the concrete.
Because it
No,
feels
okay,
so
okay,
good,
hold on,
right?
hold on,
Yes.
hold on.
Yes!
More
I just-
context, more context. We're talking, okay, I like laying on the concrete like by the pool or in the backyard. Like
No,
after
No, I don't want to do
yard.
it
No.
by the pool.
What?
That's the best place to do it.
Never yet-
Not on
Chair.
a
You're by
We're
the
not
pool.
talking
She
towards-
said no concrete.
You're
not
talking.
actual
You're
concrete.
talking like where you park the car in the driveway. That's where you lay out.
Yes. Well, not to tan or anything, just
Why?
to lay.
It's like all of a sudden, it feels nice to like
Yeah.
feel the hot concrete on your
Yes,
So
I
skin.
your
know, I
neighbor-
can
so your
feel the
neighbors have
feeling
thought,
right now.
So you've done that at your home in Texas?
Yes.
So you have neighbors that think you've died before too.
I love that you
Maybe not
share
that.
this affinity for driveway naps. I mean, not naps. I don't nap in the driveway, but every now and then you're walking around. It's like, oh, I just want
Yeah.
to feel the warm concrete
Especially
on my skin.
back in Houston, we have an indoor-outdoor cat. So when Earl is outside,
Earl,
Earl.
you kind of
But
take a little
why
cat
the
nap yourself.
driveway?
Yeah.
Why the driveway?
Why the driveway?
Do you not
It's
have
just, I can feel the feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's like,
It's-
you know how some people enjoy
I'm
the
not gonna-
smell of Sharpies and stuff like that? It's like
There
a
you
weird
go.
affinity.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I'm-
I equate it to that.
I'm being careful when I say this. This is not sexist at all, but maybe it's a lady thing.
A lady thing.
I don't know any guys that lay in the middle of their driveway.
You know what, Kevin? I will lay with you in the driveway.
Okay.
Well,
I've
I'll go
never
try out
laid
the-
in my
I'll go try out the
driveway.
grass, and y'all go try out the driveway.
Report back.
I'm not laying in my driveway. I have
can't knock
concrete.
it till you try it,
I have
so you
nice
can't knock
concrete
it
in my
anymore.
backyard. If I want to.
Okay, then just lay on that.
This
and you'll
is
get
what
the
the
idea.
news team does.
I know
when
the
they're
idea.
not-
It's hot.
They lay on the grass and they lay in their driveways.
That's what happens when you
Awesome.
wake up at 2 in the morning. That is your hobby.
Because for
what
me,
is your hobby?
for
Laying on
me,
different
like,
surfaces.
I love, like, for me, I do love, like, if I'm in the pool and then, like, getting out and then laying on the hot cement.
Well,
like,
yeah,
right,
you're
because
next to a
that-
It's
pool.
the same idea. It's the
Yeah.
exact same idea.
I think
that
to
with my
me,
hands
to
while I'm in
me,
the pool.
to me, it's more, and maybe this is just like, it's weird. Like if I saw someone laying in their driveway, I'd be like, that's a weird person.
I'd probably
Like,
pull over and make sure they were okay.
When I was sick,
or pull, yeah.
I was sick 2 weeks ago, and I like got up the energy to take the trash out. I don't know, and I was like, oh yes, and I like
You did
laid
that.
down on the concrete. I was like, this feels so good because you know when you get like the achy, cold feeling when you're sick, and it felt so great. And I was there for a little too long. I was like, I probably need to get
So
up.
now you're sick and you're in the driveway. You
Yeah.
look like a dead person. Like,
I don't get that much traffic by my house. It's okay.
That's true. I just like, to me, it's like I agree with all of that stuff. I have a backyard.
Well, sure, but I don't really have concrete in my backyard.
No, you don't.
True.
So,
That is
yeah.
true. That
Well,
is true.
anyone who's bothered by it can mind their own business.
And
they're
if they
driving
want to
by
say,
and
"Are you
said,
okay?
like, oh,
I'm great."
yeah, or
I'll
like,
pop up.
Okay.
you can drive by and
Alex,
think, oh,
I
that
think-
person's weird.
I
Thanks
think
for
we
being a
just-
kind neighbor. If you're checking on me, I appreciate
Maybe
it.
we should just back off from this one.
I just, yeah.
I'm not bothered by it.
I'm not
If you
bothered
drove
by
by
it.
your
and thought
life.
I was weird, that's okay because I drive by plenty of people daily where I'm like,
Then I think-
you're weird. And that's a weirdo. But they never know.
okay.
I never have to know.
If someone, yeah, exactly. Someone thinks I'm weird.
Yeah.
My thoughts are private.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt me.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
Speaking of weird,
We learned something new about Lauren this morning. I'm so excited.
lay in the concrete.
I will say though,
yeah.
there is something about, you laid out in the sun this weekend, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
pool.
there is something about like, I mean, and I'm that person that will lather up like crazy with sunscreen. I do not like, I'm so paranoid. I probably get burned like once or twice a year, and it's like, I'm mortified. I hate getting sunburned. I hate getting sunburned. So anyways, but I will, there's something special about like lathering up and then laying out in the sun and just like falling asleep.
Yes.
It is so great. I can do that for hours.
I love laying out in the sun.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite hobbies, which sounds so sad, but it is. It's just, it's
Vitamin D
so
is good for you.
relaxing. And so I've been out there all the time, and
You know
I've
what I
seen
also
some
like
other
about it?
regulars.
You know what I like about it too is it removes you from like the chaos of life, right? Is like laying out in the sun. It's almost like you're and being with like nature. You know how they talk about how like it's always good every once in a while to like put your feet on actual grass or
Touch
dirt
grass.
to touch the physical elements
Yeah.
of like of earth. You know, there's something about having like that connection with
Oh,
nature.
yeah.
I think that really just
It
like
feels like you're recharging, like literally, like you're a battery that you've just plugged into a
Yeah.
recharger.
it's like you're a solar panel.
And it's one of the only times that I read. I bring my Kindle and I
Oh,
read.
love
And
Does
so
your
I'm still
Kindle get
reading-
too hot?
Sometimes, well, if I leave it in the sun,
Yeah.
but I try and take breaks. After every chapter or so, I'll check my phone or just lay or whatever, and so I'll put it under the chair so that it can cool
cools
down.
down.
The only time it overheated was when I left it sitting in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
But overall, it's not bad.
You haven't read out in 104 yet, regardless if it's in the shade.
First heat wave of the season coming
I have
up.
to be careful when I do live shots because I use my cell phone.
It does. I've
Yeah.
set you just I remember it shut
We've
down
done
like
live
last
shots
time.
where in my backyard or whatever, and it's just boom, too hot.
It freezes.
So what I try to do now is I try to put it in the refrigerator, like 5
found-
minutes before my live
gosh, that's
shots to really
hilarious.
cool it down, and
Smart,
then put
though.
it out there. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they don't really. They sell little fans that you can attach, but I don't think that does. They need to invent like a gel.
Because it's
pack.
more of like the interior, like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
the
you had a
exterior-
gel pack
fan would
and
do.
I could put it on my tripod, I think it would keep it cool.
Because I guess there's no real solution that I can think of that they've put out for the overheating phone. They
No.
just say cool it down.
Right.
Yeah.
So I stick it in the fridge for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart. Interesting. I've never thought of that. Usually in the mornings if I'm running late, and we were talking about this earlier, my coffee brew's hot, so then when I want it cold and I'm in a rush, I'll put it in the freezer for a second to cool it down
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So
don't
I
like
guess,
I don't like hot coffee.
no, I
You
don't.
like
do
any
like
coffee?
coffee?
You want to make a bet?
I know you
got-
don't. If you do, this is brand new because Kevin, for 16 years, you've told
Oh,
me
I'll
that
show you
you
my
can't,
cup.
you don't drink coffee.
I got it for my birthday, and I got a new coffee.
Got a new
Okay,
coffee
I'm going to tell you
machine.
something about Kevin.
whatever.
About once or twice a year, he switches to coffee, and I have yet to see it last.
But-
I hope it does. I hope it does.
But Gadget,
I'll keep track.
Gadget Kevin
Oh, okay.
found a coffee machine, espresso maker by Ninja that does cold brew.
You need to have a segment.
I bought you
of,
a
like,
cold brew
Kevin's
maker
gadgets.
years
No,
ago.
you didn't.
Yes, I 100%
I don't have
did.
a cold brew.
Probably 10 years ago, and
Not
I
a
gave it to
straight
you.
coffee maker.
It's a pitcher filled with ounce, and it's
Yeah. Brewed.
okay.
Yeah. In the morning, I want to freshly brew it.
So that was the problem. It wasn't fresh
know.
enough for you.
Gadget Kevin.
Well, and I'm trying to find the right coffee, but I found like my new cup I got for my birthday.
Oh, that's
100%
fun.
chance of me telling
That's
you.
cute.
You the forecast.
100% chance of me telling you the weather.
Super cute.
But the acidity in coffee just drives me crazy. It upsets my stomach. But the one coffee that I found that I can drink is from Coffee Bean.
Okay.
Tea leaf off. It's right off
yeah.
by Houchin.
Yeah.
So I bought a bag and had it ground, and so.
Do you know what roast it is?
I was worried because I just got their house blend yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I just got the machine yesterday. I went and got their house blend, and it was a light roast. And I thought, that's what I asked them, is this what you usually, like, it's kind of a mix and match that we do. And I'm like, oh no, because light roast is usually more acidic.
Right.
So I was really nervous
is.
this morning. But their light roast did not affect me. So
Yeah, usually
it
the
was a good
dark
thing.
roast
I'm
is
proud
when
of
it
you.
gets like that. The dark roast is when you actually lose caffeine too, because
Yeah,
light
because
roast?
they
The
don't
dark
they
roast.
roast
Dark
it
roast.
longer,
The
so
roast
it kind of
is-
yeah.
erodes the caffeine.
So the
So-
lighter
Are
the
you a
roast,
light roast? Me too.
Yeah, the lighter the roast,
tastes
the
so good.
more caffeine there is.
Yeah.
and but honest and more acidity too.
Yeah. It takes a little
But-
longer to brew it, like 5 to 8 minutes to do the cold brew. 'cause
Yeah.
It cools it as it's doing it.
Well,
But
traditional
sort of cool.
cold brew takes like 12 to 24 hours.
Yeah,
That's the
you have to put it in
idea.
the fr- yeah.
You put it in the fridge. So
But
that's what
this
I
is
drink
just as close.
in the summer at least.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. All right, do you want to talk about this hardware you have behind you here?
Oh yeah. So Saturday night was the Emmys, and it was down in San Diego, and KGT was nominated for 9, and we picked up 2.
That's
So we
awesome.
picked up, so our Bob Price picked up an Emmy for his report on Buckshot May, which, by the way, is such a great story.
It's so fun.
And actually, what was so neat about that story, Bob, being the brilliant writer that he is, he was able to take. He only found 4 photographs.
Well, I'm sorry. We have to give credit to Steve Womack
Oh,
for
Steve
this too,
Womack,
because
honestly.
Steve.
Well, and
This was his story idea
it was his,
also
it
as
was,
well.
It was Steve's story idea, but they found 4 photos of Buckshot May and made like 7 minutes on him.
Because there's obviously no video. Or you're not finding, because this guy was in when did he play in the major leagues?
I mean, like in the 1930s.
Guy from Bakersfield, he played 1 inning in the major league.
Wow.
And so he played guy from Bakersfield played 1 inning in the majors and then got hurt, and so the whole story is about his life and everything, and but there's literally only like 4 photos and not a ton of information on him. And so Bob was able to tell the story. Steve Womack made the magic happen, and it was really, really neat. So that picked up an Emmy, and then 17 News at Sunrise won an Emmy as well. So we were able to pick up an Emmy for our coverage of the Burrell Fire. Actually, out of the four nominations that were for newscasts, 17 News picked up 3 of the 4.
Oh, the nominations.
Of the nominations
Oh, wild.
for newscasts. So
And then won it.
17 News Weekend, 17 News at 5, and 17 News at Sunrise.
Was it all Burrell?
So it was
all Burrell Fire.
All Burrell
coverage. Wow,
Fire.
that was wild.
And as you know, the Burrell Fire, of course, is Kern County's largest wildfire, burning more than 50,000 acres and destroyed nearly every home and business in Havilah
So sad.
in a matter of moments. And when we were up there, because we went up there several times during that fire. And Kevin knows this community because he was up there at Rankin Ranch just a couple years before this fire, and so he knows this. It's a small community.
Oh, tiny.
And
also
and let's be
historic
real,
and
very
very important
historic,
to Kern County.
Very historic, and let's be real. Sometimes they're forgotten. And they want that. They want their a lot of those homes up there. Of course, they like their area. They like their space. But it is a tight knit community with just a few hundred people up there. And I think that the rest of us in Kern County sometimes forget about them, including myself. Rankin Ranch is an example. I've been here my whole life. I think I've only heard Rankin Ranch maybe like once or twice. It wasn't until, Kev, you went up there a few years ago for Sunrise Adventures where I was like, this is a hidden gem. And of course, you were up there and you said that people from all over the world go.
Oh, most definitely.
Go up to Rankin Ranch.
Yeah, this is the time of year where they're the busiest. But yeah, it's so relaxing up there. It's just a getaway because there's no cell service. There's no Wi-Fi. In fact, the Rankins turn the Wi-Fi on at the office for 1 hour a day. So family, if you're visiting, can catch up with, but it's only 1 hour. And they're very strict on that. And then it turns off, and it's you go horseback riding. They have a nice, beautiful pool right there.
They go fishing.
You can enjoy.
Wow.
They have a lawn that you can go. They have a petting zoo, and then you get that family-style dinner every night with the Rankins. So yeah, it's a good way to just escape Bakersfield, or I met people from all over the country, all over the world, to be honest with you, that were there.
I'm glad that you talk about this because it's not like it's in a big city. It's not like there's
no city there.
It's not like
really.
there's really no city. There's nothing.
No,
there's really not much to do, but like enjoy being there.
I'll be honest with you. There's not even when driving up there. There's not even like a grocery store. There's not even a.
No, they have to come to Bakersfield.
There's no gas
to do all of
station.
their everything.
You're not going to run into a gas station.
No, you go to the Arvin Cemetery and you go left
There's
to
2 ways to
Caliente.
get
Go
there.
north. Yes, but that's probably the most direct from Bakersfield.
That's the way I went. Arvin.
So,
no, actually, that's the way I came home. I went. Which way did I
you go through the Kern River Canyon?
I mean, that's a big, long roundabout drive. You don't want to go that way.
I didn't remember, but yeah, no, I came home the same way I went there.
Yeah, that's the way
Turning
you
near
go.
Arvin.
If you live in the Kern River Valley, yes, you go down that way.
But no, you get to Arvin and you
Caliente
turn
Codfish
off right
Road.
there.
But
Lions Trail.
Airbnb, we did a story actually just a couple months ago. Airbnb is trying to focus more. They're almost not equally, but they're trying to talk more about experiences because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for unique experiences. They're not necessarily looking for a vacation where they go to a big city and they go to all the museums and all. there's a time and place for that, and it's all great. But people are really, and I think this is like the post-COVID era of experiencing life in different ways, and I think that's a example of just like the epitome of like a relaxing vacation where you are truly unplugged.
Yeah.
You're kind of forced to
That's
unplug.
in all their commercials now. When you
Yeah.
see an Airbnb commercial, they're all about the experience. Because when I
Experience.
saw it for the first time, I thought, why is this a commercial for Airbnb? I didn't even see a place to stay. It was
that's
all
funny.
about the experiences. So yeah, that
Because
makes sense.
people want that more and more. They
Yeah.
want experiences. I also love, it's actually very European to focus on that, because Europeans, they love experiences. They love going places and not doing big. I mean, there's a whole reason why, like, when you go to a restaurant in Europe, you're there for the entire night.
That's why hostels are such a big thing there, because
Yeah.
people don't really care where they stay. They
Nope.
just want to go
Nope.
and see.
Nope. Yep. It is if you have a place to put your head at night, play your head at night, you're good to go. Other than that, you are just exploring, and enjoying company.
And you know, Candy Cassidy, our evening weather forecaster, she's a huge traveler.
Huge traveler,
She
avid
has
traveler.
family who lives all over the world, and so, but she told me about family hostels in Europe that she would go and stay at with her daughter, and I was like, I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have actual hostels for families, like they're geared towards families with kids. So it's a way of, you know, doing the European vacation thing or visiting another country overseas, then maybe that seems out of reach financially, but you could look into something like that. When she told me that, in fact, I did start looking into it. I'm not going anytime soon, but I think that's really cool that you can do that with kids, because I'd never heard of it before. I thought it was just
Yeah,
something you
no.
did as like a single kid after
If you
college.
if you really think about how much time you spend in a hotel, I was actually just talking to our director today. There was I had brunch yesterday just north of San Diego, and it was at this kind of resort and everything. It was amazing. It was an amazing brunch. But the hotel was windy road to get up into the
pretty.
hills, not mountains really, like the hills of just north of San Diego. It was actually just north of Carlsbad.
Pretty.
Anyway, so it was a really nice place up there. But the hotel-ish, whatever it was an inn. They had cottages everywhere.
Cute.
And so it wasn't like your traditional hotel, but they had a little kind of village, if you will. Like there were a few shops and a few like small restaurants and cafes, but it wasn't like we're going out. You know, a night on the town is like maybe getting a bite to eat, and that restaurant it's closing at 8. You know, and then but fire pits everywhere, like everywhere, fire pits. Places to lounge and everything, and I'm like this, and the service was terrible. which though was a reminder of like, if I were to splurge on a hotel, I would want to do it here, because that's your experience. That's your experience, right?
But why would you splurge for horrible service?
And if I want to turn off. What I'm saying is like it's the
Oh,
forced-
cell service.
Cell service. Oh, sorry.
We thought you meant
Oh, sorry. No.
Service,
I meant
like a
the
wait
cell-
staff
sorry.
service.
Oh, I thought the service was terrible at
Yeah.
lunch.
Oh no, actually quite the opposite.
Terrible.
No,
Service
actually
is
quite the
terrible.
opposite.
Yeah.
They were
love to go back.
No,
Yeah.
they were phenomenal. The inn at Rancho Santa Fe, phenomenal. I
Okay.
absolutely loved
And
it.
they have very
Sorry.
great service,
Great,
bad
great
phone
service.
Wi-Fi phone service.
Yes,
Got it.
the phone
Got it, got
service
it.
was terrible. No, but what I was realizing is I'm like, I would have no problem spending, like splurging on a night or 2 nights here, because I would stay on the property.
Yeah, and just
It's
chill
when
there.
you go places and you're spending hundreds of dollars a night, and you wake up early in the morning, you're out the door by 8, and then you don't come back until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and it's shower and go to bed. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's with me with hotels. You may think I'm bougie on other things, as colleagues have called me, but I'm not bougie on hotels. I
For
don't-
kind of that reason?
Because I'm out and about all day.
Yeah.
I go there to
Exactly.
sleep. As long as my bed is comfortable, I always take my pillow
And
anyway.
clean.
My purple pillow. I always take my purple pillow. So as long as the bed is comfortable, I'm not going to spend. And you know, I'm a Disney fanatic, and I love Disney hotels when I go there. You know, if I work for work or whatever. But like if I'm staying there, like the Grand Californian, which is right on the property, is $600 a night. I'm not paying that
can't
to
imagine.
put my head on a pillow.
That's insane.
You know, I have no problem staying at, Motel 8, keep the light on, whatever that
No,
saying
wait a
is.
second. Pay at the Disney hotel.
Well, no, because when I'm there doing my
Or-
live shots, they put me up because they need to get me into the park.
Put you at
Yeah, well, because they have no other choice, because they're shuttling us in all the media, not just me,
Whoa.
but the media. So
Well, I
that's
didn't think it was just you.
Yeah, no. So they do that. They do that because they have to.
Now we know why he jumps at the chance to go on these
Yeah.
Disney live shots all the time.
Have I called in sick? If I really want, I just go. Oh, I'm not going to be able to make these.
I think
live
you
shots."
did make a well, not down there.
Not
You had a
down
couple
there.
vacation days around it though.
Around it but I'm not staying there.
My
Oh,
family
okay.
and I
No, no,
go
no.
to
Not when it
Disneyland,
comes
but
out of
we've
your own
never
pocket.
stayed at
Yes.
the Disney hotels.
wild.
They always look. When we were kids, we were begging, like, please, please, we want to stay at the Disney
Yeah.
hotels, and my parents were like, stop it.
You are already going to
It's crazy.
Disneyland. Like
You're
that
right,
is
and
your
you're right though.
But you're right. I have stayed
All that
before and
money.
after down there, but I'm in the Motel 6, and then I transfer over to the
Because
Disney
you
hotel.
only need a place to get a good night's sleep,
Yeah.
and then you're out the door.
I didn't
like,
understand. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't understand that there was any.
mean?
Yeah, what
There's
do you
no
mean?
difference?
Like, if we're staying at a hotel, why can't we stay at the Disney one?
Yeah. Even last week,
parents
my
were like,
sister loves hotels, so she'll spend extra money on a hotel. And she's like, stay at our hotel. No, even that hotel was $450 a night. No, I'm staying down the street where it was.
That's
I mean, even this
insane.
time of year, it was $280, and that hurt
Oh
me.
my gosh.
Yeah, $280.
But it's summer. It's peak summer. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
and
but
it's
still,
Disneyland. It's
still.
Orange County, right?
But no, I'm not a hotel
Connoisseur.
connoisseur. As
That's
long as I
wild.
got a decent box spring, because I have my own pillow, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So-
No, I 100% agree.
Although I've stayed in some sketch places before that there is a line, I will say.
I don't
Last
want
year,
things crawling on me.
yeah, like there was like a random hole in the wall at this one place, and then like you could see where the thermostat had been, but it was
Oh.
gone.
I stayed at one
Guys are
hotel.
big
You'll love
Marriott
this before we
people.
go. I stayed at one hotel. It was getting ready. It was like midnight. Just got back there, and I went to pull my sheets, and there was dried blood on the sheets.
Nope. Nope.
And it wasn't like big. It was just like a spot. But I'm like, this bed has not been cleaned.
Why
so-
is there dry blood?
I know.
And I've all that is
Oh
And it was
my
like midnight.
gosh!
So I went down to the desk and asked them, like, da da da. Okay, we'll see what we can find because our house cleaning
no,
people aren't here.
you're gonna fix that.
Yeah.
They did. They did.
Back
Never
to
stayed
black.
there again.
All right, guys. Well, that was a fun way to finish off after sunrise.
What a bloody start to the day. All right,
It's
bye,
a bloody
viewers.
Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.